All right, well, I'm back with my pack. Let me come to Paul Burrell again. Paul, my problem with Omar Scobie is I think he's just a scammer. I think he goes over all the stuff that's already out there and he puts two and two together and often gets 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think he'd know the truth if it slapped him round his Botox chops.
No, well, Dickie and I both have lived with the royal family for many, many years. We know all the major players. We know that there are no racists within the royal family. How could our late Queen be racist when she was head of the Commonwealth? I mean, it's just ridiculous, this conversation, because I bet this never happened. They must have dreamt it up one night. I mean, when they pressed that button on the Oprah Winfrey show, the racist button, they never pressed reset. And our dear late Queen went to her grave worrying, thinking there was some upset in the House of Windsor. Now, Harry should be ashamed of that for upsetting his grandmother, because all of this is just nonsense. And there are no racists in the royal family. Dickie, you know that.
Let's bring in Dickie. I mean, I actually think I made that point also in my op-ed, where I said, you know, the worst thing about this for me is that Harry spent 2 years allowing the racism charge to fly around the world, causing a lot of damage, especially in places like the Commonwealth. And we saw that. And only then, after 2 years, does he clarify things, right, and say, oh, I didn't mean racism, we meant unconscious bias, by which time Philip and the Queen have both died, believing that from a member of their own family, their grandson, that the family had been accused of racism.
And it depends who you talk to about interpreting unconscious bias. Now, Paul Burrell mentioned about the royal family not being racist. The King has made it his life's mission to unite ethnic minorities. He goes to churches, to cathedrals, to temples, to synagogues, to mosques, and he visits communities. That is his mission in life, to unite the kingdom.
100%.
100%.
There's never been a whiff of racism about Charles, ever. None.
So to accuse him of racism is absolute nonsense.
It's despicable.
And he's the one that should be libelised, Scobie, for even suggesting.
I agree. I think they should sue him. I really do. I think that this thing hasn't appeared in Netherlands by chance.
But no. They won't sue. Of course they won't sue, because if they did, then
questions... Well, you don't know that.
Questions would have to be answered, wouldn't they? And are they prepared to answer those questions? And I'm not sure they are. And let's be frank, we've got this problem today because they failed to deal with it at the time. This should have been dealt with 2 years ago.
How do you deal with it?
And it wasn't. By sitting down and thrashing it out if necessary.
With two people who've sold every single morsel of private information you've exchanged with them. Everything. Right.
Piers,
even down to Harry in his book.
You're acting as if the royal family never disclose information.
No, I'm not.
A royal source here,
that's not what I said.
A royal source there. They are both as bad as each other. We even know that the household...
Which member of the royal family has ever done to the royal family and the monarchy what Harry and Meghan have done? Tell me.
Careful what you say about the household, because I was part of it.
What we are being told is that one household is pitted against another household. That's what we read about.
Sorry, who has attacked the royal family and the monarchy in anything like the way these two have done?
As you have said,
ever.
As you have said, the royal family have been through so much. There was the same thing that happened in relation to Diana.
No, I'll ask you a question.
Same thing that happened in relation to...
Which member of the royal family in the last 100 years has attacked the royal family and the monarchy like these two have done for the last 3-4 years? So give me a name.
We do live in a different era.
No, I'm asking Paul a question. I'm asking Paul a question.
Are you suggesting that what Harry and Meghan have said is somehow different to what the troubles that Diana went through at the time?
Absolutely.
How?
When did she ever criticise the monarchy?
She suffered.
She never criticised the monarchy.
Because she didn't feel she had the agency.
Hang on a minute.
She didn't have the platform.
Paul Burrell will justify this as I will.
No, she was a great supporter.
Diana was a great supporter of the monarchy. Yeah. She would do nothing to harm the monarchy. What she did in her interview and what she did in her book was damaging to her husband.
Correct.
But not to the monarchy.
But do you know what the irony is? We have here...
I mean, that is, I'm afraid, that is a nuance that is going to be lost on people.
No, it's not.
So she can speak badly about Prince Charles, but Harry can't speak badly about his father. It's his father. Let's just remind ourselves. This is about a family. This is not about an institution.
It is about the institution.
Well,
he is criticising every part of the institution.
His father is the king.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Of course it's about the institution.
He is talking about his father. And we are forgetting that because what we want to do is protect an institution.
He is also
and you can't do that.
He is also talking
Paula,
about the
if I may,
people who
the truth
represent
is
the
here,
institution.
Two secs, Dickie, because if people like you and Piers and Paul Burrell, who go on and on about how much you love the monarchy, and I'm actually a monarchist too, if we really wanted to future-proof the monarchy, if Piers really, I genuinely believe, Piers, that you sat there because what you first and foremost cared about was the monarchy, you wouldn't have started this diatribe mudslinging in the way that you did. You would have gently pushed them and encouraged them to look within their own walls, to actually, yes, improve their diversity quota in terms of staffing.
You're encouraging
to take a front foot when, when it's relations with their foreign realms.
Just to be clear,
and reparations.
Just to be clear, after your little tantrum tonight, you're telling me I should have been calm. It's a joke.
Well,
honestly,
because you wound me up because you sat there with your performative
If you're going to throw a little toddler
nonsense,
tantrum like you did earlier, you don't get to lecture me about being calm.
Forgive me, you're triggering.
Can I just respond to the question about what do you do? Because there are lots of people who have the allegation of racism thrown against them. And I appreciate, I really do, that it is hard to have that allegation thrown against you because it is hard to defend. Piers, you know that. You've had the allegation thrown at you enough
when
times.
You watched
and
back,
it's incredibly
Paula,
hard
when you watched
to defend
back what they said on Oprah, there's no ambiguity that they were accusing them of being racist, is there?
If it was me saying that, I would be, in my heart, worried that I was suffering from racism.
Right, thank you.
I would.
That's my point, OK?
So
and then they downgraded it 2 years later to unconscious bias.
But as Dickie has said...
Actually, you agree with me?
Don't cut me off. As Dickie has said, unconscious bias has a definition that can also include racism.
Yeah, unconscious bias is the Weasley excuse you use when you're caught lying.
Piers thinks it's all baseless because Piers knows best.